So we were discussing the price behavior of monopoly. So here let's talk about that. In practice, regulators will allow monopolies to keep some of the benefits from lower cost in the form of higher profit. We know that price must be equal to MC in order to be at efficient scale, but because every total cost is greater than MC, if we put, then ATC must be greater than price, which discourages companies to do that, because then government should provide some subsidies. And who going to provide those subsidies? Taxpayers, right? And who provide the taxpayers? All over the country's customers, not this company's customers. So that weight going to be spread all over the people, right? So in reality, government sets the price at price is equal to ATC, so that price must be above MC but equal to ATC. But even then, because I am a sole provider, it encourages me that I can charge good amount of revenue, sale price to increase my profit. So why I act upon on government policies, right? Unless government will give me subsidies. So this will basically created a lot of problem if government do that as well. Then government basically discouraging the monopoly to innovate, to buy a new plant which is most cost efficient, right? If monopoly will buy that plant, its average total cost will start decreasing, but at the end government will say that we will make the average total cost as a price. Then monopoly will say that no, we are not buying that plant which minimizes our cost. Instead we want to invest in which our average total costs start increasing, so that government will increase the price so that we can sell at higher price, right? So let's read this one. In practice, regulators will allow monopolies to keep some of the benefits of the lower cost in the form of higher profits, a practice that requires some departure from marginal cost as well. So regulators set the price, which is also a deadweight loss because price is not equal to marginal cost. So problem with this is that monopolists will not decrease their cost as regulators set the price to their ATC. Then the next one, because it discourages innovation to the regulation, as this regulation discourages the innovation. So the next point that is left is that government regulate the behavior by providing subsidy, which is also a deadweight loss, because you convert the deadweight loss of this monopoly company to all over the countries, to the other taxpayers, right? So this is one of saying that if you catch from right hand, or you can you can touch your nose from right or left, right hand, or from the left hand as well. So you're spreading the deadweight loss to the whole country. So at the end, this is not a good way to regulate the monopoly, right? Number three is public ownership. The number three procedure that the government says to the monopolies, look, we cannot make antitrust laws. So let's talk about that. If we encourage the competition, right? So we have to make a force, law and enforcement's division of watching this mergers and acquisition. Who gonna pay salary for those? From government. And from where government can afford these kind of salaries? If government increases the taxes, and if government increases the taxes, who is going to be hurt? Of course, buyers or consumers, right? So the first point is that if government encouraged the competition, government have to make antitrust laws and enforcement agencies also, that is also an extra cost, and in that way deadweight loss is also shared or spread by the country but not eliminated. So in that case, number 1 point is also not applicable. Number 2 is regulating the behavior, which we just discussed, that is not a good solution as well. Now number 3 is that government can say that, look, if you don't want to cooperate with us, we will acquire you, and we treat it as we make price is equal to MC. It's a government property, it's a government product, then they charge price is equal to MC, right? So let's read that. Rather than regulating a natural monopoly that is run by a private firm, the government can run the monopoly itself, right? Like postal services. Problem is that government officials do bad jobs and increase the cost, and then loss is transferred to customers and taxpayers. Again, this deadweight loss is spread to all over the country, right? Corruption, laziness, it's like that. That's why the government agencies or government institutions, they have a weak management control or operation control, just because of this one. So good way. The next thing is that do nothing, and that is the best way, surprisingly, right? Do nothing at all. If you do something, you're gonna hurt customer. How? If you make laws, and who's gonna draft the laws, and then you have to make force to watch those laws, and whether there is gonna be like some kind of acquisition and mergers, and whether these mergers are according to the law, they are promoting competition or they are promoting monopolies, like that. So by doing this, you are creating extra cost to the economy. The salary is going to be shared by the taxpayers. Again, deadweight loss. The second one is regulating the price. If you regulate the price, you have to pay subsidies, and who's going to pay the subsidies? Taxpayers. And who is going to be hurt? Again, buyers. The third one was, which we just finished, uh, it was that you acquire, making the monopolized companies to public company. If we do that, then the bad operations will increase the cost, and who's going to share those costs? Ultimately the taxpayers, and that is also a deadweight loss. So it's better to live with the inefficiency of the monopoly rather than try to solve it. So it's better to live or to operate with this inefficiency of monopoly.